The fake news media hates President Donald Trump so much, I know what else is new, that now they're attacking his fashion sense. Look at this headline that Fortune magazine wrote right after President Donald Trump and First Lady Melania Trump attended Pope Francis's funeral in Rome. The Vatican asked Pope Francis funeral attendees to wear all black. Trump wore a blue suit. Now, if you're like me, you're probably thinking, who cares? Well, apparently Fortune magazine. Now, the big problem with this headline isn't just that it's stupid or that they're trying to embarrass our president on the international stage or make it look like he's just a heartless you-know-what that doesn't care what the Vatican wants its attendees to wear to Pope Francis's funeral. But they're trying to make it look like he's the only person who wore a blue suit to the funeral at Vatican City. And that's just not the case. President Donald Trump did indeed wear a blue suit. That is a fact. But so did like 100 other people. Look at this photo. Look at this photo. Here, let me zoom in for you. Here is President Donald Trump in the very front row looking dapper in his blue suit. But look, right behind him is like another guy in a blue suit. Here's a guy in a blue suit. Look at this guy. You know who that is? That's a guy by the name of Joseph Robinette Biden Jr. He was the president until... well, he wasn't, thank God. Also wearing a blue suit. The guy behind him, who kind of looks like it could be Reverend Al Sharpton, is wearing a blue suit as well. Over here, we got like a bunch of blue suits. This lady's wearing some kind of blue shirt. I don't know what the protocol was for women, but clearly that's not black. I mean, even if you zoom out, there's blue suits all over the place. Blue suit, blue suit, blue suit. Wait a minute, is that JD Vance? JD Vance look at this guy. That's not JD Vance, but that guy's trying his darndest to look like JD Vance, that's for sure. A JD Vance lookalike at the Pope's funeral. But look, I mean, there's blue suits. It's almost 50-50. I see just as many blue suits as I do black suits. Here's a gray suit, and last time I checked, gray is not black. There's all kinds of people here who are wearing blue suits, yet Fortune magazine, for some reason, didn't feel the need to call them out. They didn't say the Vatican asked Pope Francis funeral attendees to wear all black. Donald Trump and like a bajillion other people wore blue suits. No, they specifically pinpointed President Donald Trump. And I'm not really sure what their game is. Well, yes, I do. They've got some serious Trump derangement syndrome, and they want people to think that President Donald Trump was disrespectful to the Pope in his and when they were laying him to rest. Now, there's one more other person I saw over here. Look at this dude down here. This dude down here in the corner is wearing black, not blue, but it doesn't appear that he's even wearing a suit. And yes, if you're thinking to yourself, wow, that guy looks a lot like Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, guess what? You're right. That is Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. Not only is he not wearing a suit, but he's wearing some kind of like traditional army fatigues. No word from Fortune magazine about not wearing a suit. He doesn't even have a tie. It looks like he's got a collared shirt. This is a guy who got thrown out of the White House by President Donald Trump over here. This is a guy who has been just totally admonished for not dressing appropriately for any occasion. And he shows up to the Vatican for Pope Francis's funeral, and he looks like he's going into battle. He thinks that I don't know, Vladimir Putin's gonna attack him while he's in Rome at the Vatican with all these other world leaders. At least President Donald Trump had the self-respect and the respect for the moment to wear a suit and a tie and a little lapel pin with the American flag and probably some nice shoes. I don't see the kneelers in the way, but probably he's got some nice shoes. And here's Volodymyr Zelensky wearing army boots, baggy pants, some kind of barn jacket or field jacket like he's going hunting, and no tie. Yet does Fortune magazine care about that? The answer is no. No, they do not. But it wasn't just Donald Trump wearing a blue suit. It wasn't just Joe Biden wearing a blue suit. Guess who else was there? Prince William, the Prince of Wales. And what is that? Is that a black suit I see? No, by Jove. That is a suit of blue. He's got a black tie, but the suit is blue. Nowhere does Fortune magazine mention that it's apropos or in bad form for the Prince of Wales to wear a blue suit to Pope Francis's funeral. Here's another, look at this one. This is a bunch of Republicans from Congress. Steve Scalise is right there in the middle of this bunch of Republicans, and he's wearing a blue suit, as are the two dudes behind him, as is this guy over here. Lots of gray suits in the crowd. Lots of great. Nancy Pelosi, by the way, I don't know what's going on with her hand. I have no idea. That just does not look right. I don't know if I can zoom in on that hand, but yeah, there's something going on. There's something going on there for sure. But no mention from Fortune magazine about Steve Scalise or any of these other congressional Republicans or Nancy Pelosi's right hand, which I don't know what that's scary. I'm going to have to zoom in on that because that is really, I really don't know. Someone needs a doctor for sure. But the biggest faux pas Fortune magazine had wasn't just that they were trying to suit shame President Donald Trump. No, it's that they forgot that they weren't the only ones reporting on Pope Francis's funeral. In fact, there were thousands and thousands of photos and video clips being sent around the world instantly. And X, which is the new media watchdog of, well, the universe, did not take too kindly to Fortune trying to pull a fast one on, well, the entire world. Look at this. Amuse writes, hoax. If you heard anything about the Pope's funeral from the drive-by media, you heard that Trump thumbed his nose at the Vatican by wearing a blue and not a black suit. Everyone from the Prince of Wales to Joe Biden wore a blue suit. The only way I know this is because of X. Here's all the things we just, showed you. Imagine thinking you could get away with only Trump was wearing a blue suit at Pope Francis's funeral when X is the new media. All the same image over and over and over again. Remember when the left got mad at Trump for wearing a blue suit to the Pope's funeral while conveniently ignoring the Bidens wore blue to Barbara Bush's funeral, Jimmy Carter's funeral, and their own Beau Biden's funeral? Oh, and Bill Clinton wore blue to several funerals. Blue apparently is the new black when it comes to funerals. Here's some more wordy dirds. My God, these liberals are blood-sucking leeches, but are only attracted to Trump and his blood, showing over and over again. The pictures, I don't know what's going on with that pink hair lady. You know who's really not happy about this is Prince William, because Prince William probably does not want to be compared to Donald Trump in any way, shape, or form. Also, Prince William does not want to become part of any kind of controversial scandal. And maybe Prince William was thinking, hey, if I wear a black suit to the funeral, or if I wear a blue suit to the funeral, maybe nobody will notice. Well, now his photo is being splashed up all over creation. Here's a photo Johnny Midnight posted of Joe Biden checking his watch while the flag-draped caskets of American servicemen and women who were killed at Abbey Gate in Afghanistan due to his botched withdrawal from the country were going by, checking his watch. And Johnny Midnight writes, but the media worries about a blue suit. I don't think we can really even call Fortune magazine the media anymore. And then finally, once again, Natalia Denalishin. I'm seeing posts like Trump wore a blue suit, OMG, and yet I see a sea of blue suits. Meanwhile, Zelensky didn't even wear a suit. It just goes to show that once again, no matter where they are, no matter what's happening, no matter what the real news is, the media will always zoom in on President Donald Trump, and they will pick apart anything they can, no matter how little and stupid and petty it is. If you enjoyed even a second of this video, do me a favor, hit like, subscribe, and set those notifications. We've got more great President Donald Trump media news coming at you all the time. You're only going to get it, though, if you hit like, subscribe, and set those notifications. Do it right now.